Well, we've had 2 incredible nights of predator hunting. The last 2 nights were awesome. Jonathan shot this beautiful swift fox. I shot this beautiful coyote. I've got them skinned out and they're ready to be put on a stretcher. Right now, with my razor blades, I am working on a gray fox that I shot with the Benjamin Marauder in .357. But one of the things, I make very few cuts with an outdoor edge knife. If you want to see the exact cuts to make on any predator, whether it's a bobcat, a fox, a coyote, whatever it is, you can check out my YouTube channel because we give you all kinds of tips there on exactly where to make the cuts to tube or case skin a predator so you can get the most money out of it. Now, let's check out a fur sale where I actually go and sell some of my furs for money. It's really cool for me. It's like stepping back in time. There is still a very active fur trade in North America and across the world. But going back in time, it's the fur trade that really helped fuel the Western expansion. It was fur trappers coming out in the West that helped explore and discover a lot of the Western states. So check out the fur trade, it's pretty cool. And if you have a great predator hunt or you're lucky enough to get something, take care of that fur because not only does it make a cool trophy for the wall, it's also valuable if you decide to sell it. Well, since I brought the whole crew, nobody wanted to sit with a pile of furs in their lap. So I threw a Yeti cooler in the back of the truck and strapped it down. I had gray fox, swift fox, coyotes, and bobcat pelts that I took to the fur auction. Well, like with anything, it's always fun talking to the experts. So I sat down with one of the fur graders to figure out what they're looking for when it comes to fur.
A pale coyote with long hair is valued the same as a dark coyote with long hair.
Ah,
Pretty
interesting.
close.
Okay.
If you have a short-haired dark coyote and a short-haired pale coyote, the pale ones will be worth a little more. But it has to do with the heft of the fur. This is a pretty heavy little coyote here. These heavier coyotes are what we're after. Whether it be dark or light, we want just a little heavier fur in them. There's a nice pale heavy coyote. That's kind of what we're looking for in today's market. Little paler, pretty uniform hair. The other thing we deal with today is size. Coyotes should be 36 inches from the base of the ears to the base of the tail.
It's looking for a mature,
but it's also
stretched
about
nice.
square inches. And today, the market for coyotes is in trim. Rough.
So around the edge of jackets is what really
What they do is they'll take this coyote and they're going to cut a 4-inch strip out of this right here. 4 inches and 4 inches and 4 inches.
Now I didn't know that. That's interesting. So
you
that's the
take
kind of fur that's the fur they're
we'll
using.
lay this piece out and we'll cut it into 4 pieces. Then these pieces go to the middle goes to the end, so that when they're sewn on a backer, it's all uniform on the rock.
I'll be
So
damned.
what we're looking for is to get the most strips out of a coyote as possible to make it work. There's 3 different coyotes. That is considered a flat coyote. There's just no fluff in it.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a commercial coyote. This is a typical, not high-end coyote. This is for John Q. Public.
Right.
And then this would be a semi-heavy coyote. Quite a bit of fluff on him, but you can see down
Look
the
at the
edge, there's 3
difference there.
different coyotes.
Can you see that, hun, what Todd's showing us here? So the different grades
Right.
of the coyote. So you can see how nice this one is. That was probably a winter one that maybe we shot at 7,000, 8,000 feet. These may be one of the ones that we shot out east a little earlier or a little later.
When you come to grading cats, you will hear about A bellies, B bellies, C bellies. An A belly cat will be bright white and have really nice, just bingo blotter spots on it that is very uniform. A B belly cat is going to be similar to this, but the white is going to be a little off. It's going to be ivory colored or a creamier color, and the spots aren't quite as defined. Then you get into a C belly cat, which is white, but it just, in the big picture, looks like somebody spilled coffee on it. It has some spots, but it's got issues. It's got coffee stain. It's got off-white. It has little spots, and that's what affects the value. When you hear about the highline coyote, through Montana highline coyote, this is what we're talking about, is just the snow white, pale, deep fluff, and soft. It's the epitome of the silky, pale, western highline coyote.
That's
And
awesome.
this is what we're after today. These would be considered the best in show.
Right?
And then you go to the other end of the country, and this is actually where these come from. These are the best they have. They don't get any better. And as you can see, they're just a very, don't poke yourself.
And where would this be from?
These would be probably from the upper Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, that general area, Indiana.
Okay.
But this is the kind of coyote that they have, and this is as good as it gets. The guy in Ohio or Indiana sends coyotes to an auction, and all he has heard is coyotes might see $100. To him, a coyote is a coyote. And this is where, in Colorado, we promote, come out, whether you have fur to sell or not.
Right.
Come out, get an education as to why your Kansas coyotes only brought $14 at the Canadian auction last year when your neighbors brought 27.
Right.
It's the ability to see the absolute difference in coyotes from a different region.
Todd, I can't thank you enough.
No
Thank you for
problem, no
taking the
problem.
time. Really cool to talk to somebody that's a professional. That's what he does, is grades fur, and that's what he's here doing. So it's really cool to talk to the expert. I hope you learned some tips. I learned something every time I talk to somebody like Todd that does it for a living. So what do you think, guys? You learned some stuff today?
Absolutely.
We appreciate your time, sir.
You bet. So yeah.
Well, after the furs were all graded, it was time to take them in, and the bidding started. Really cool to watch the bidding start after they got all the furs graded. Really fun to watch how fast those guys talk. And the next time you see a fur jacket, who knows? Maybe one of the ones that I harvested, maybe one of the ones you did. Kind of cool. Here is the difference. Both of these are Western cats. This one went for $720. This was actually the high cat of the auction this morning. This one went for $50. So it's actually a Western cat as well, but you can see the difference not only in presentation, but in the size of this cat. Pretty cool. So these were the high badgers of the auction. You can see they've got the feet on, and they went for $43 a piece. So each one of these, $43. But you can see that one of the reasons is the hunter did a little extra work there by leaving the feet on, and that's why those went for so much money. The badgers I just showed you with the feet on went for $43 a piece. This badger was the low badger of the auction, and it went for $3. So whoever got this one could have done a little extra work and got a lot more money. Well, I grabbed some coyotes too to show you the high and the low end. These coyotes went for $15. Beautiful coyotes, nice presentation. They look like they're furred up well, whereas this coyote went for $75. You can see the difference in the color on that coyote as well. All beautiful coyotes, but that's the difference between $15 and $75 to a fur buyer.